G'day and welcome to the Campos World Tour of Coffee. For those of you who've been on the journey with us already, welcome back. You can see we're somewhere a little bit different today. Most of the time we've been shooting upstairs at our Campos flagship, but today I'm coming to you from my usual workspace, the training room at our head office in Banks Meadow. This month, we are traveling to the South American origin of Peru. Peru, it's the world's 7th largest producer of coffee, but they are the world's largest producer of fair trade coffee. They've got 9 coffee regions throughout, all with their own distinct flavor profiles. And the average farm size is about 3 hectares, which it's not a whole lot of space and it's not a whole lot of coffee. So producers often work together in cooperatives. This particular coffee that we're releasing for you, or that we're bringing to you this month, comes from the northern region of Cajamarca, which is where most of the coffee that we buy from Peru comes from. I've been lucky enough to travel there a few times, and every time I'm there, I'm really blown away by the dramatic landscape that's high up in the Andean mountains, where you get this really beautiful, rich volcanic soil, cool climate, and consistent rainfall that helps to maintain a cooler temperature. And this helps to allow the coffee cherries on the trees to slowly mature, which helps to develop these really complex, beautiful flavor profiles that I really don't get anywhere else. This particular coffee comes from that region of Cajamarca, and there we find our producer. He's a gentleman by the name of Anderson Guerrero, and he produces coffee at his farm, which is called Finca Los Manantiales. Now that translates to the springs, and he called it that because his farm is surrounded by these natural springs. He purchased this 5-hectare farm just 3 years ago, and on it he produces mostly red bourbon. Now we were introduced to Anderson through our primary sourcing partner in Latin America, that's Caravella. Why did we choose this particular coffee for your world tour? This is our first ever honey processed coffee from Peru. Now you may have had honey coffee or honey processed coffee from other places like Costa Rica, and it's a really interesting processing technique. It kind of sits nicely in between washed and natural. And what Anderson does is he basically handpicks the coffee and then sorts it using a process called flotation. They then go into these sealed barrels where he anaerobically ferments them for up to 196 hours, which is a very long time. And that really helps to deepen the flavor profile and add to the complexity. After they've gone through that initial fermentation, they come out of the barrels, they then get pulped. You'll see when that happens that you've got this sticky honey-like layer on the outside of the seeds, which is where it gets its name from. There's no actual honey involved in the process. It's just got this really nice sticky sweet layer. It tends to be quite messy. It takes a lot of care and attention to detail on the part of the producer, but the result is something that can be really, really exciting. And this, I think, is a really great example of it. I think it complements the natural sweetness and complexity that you get from the red bourbon variety that resulted in this really nice unique flavor of pink grapefruit, acai, as well as this really floral and fragrant aroma that carries through long into the finish. And it has this really beautiful impact and fidelity that is sensational, not only as an espresso, but with milk as well. It's got more than enough flavor that it cuts through really, really nicely. And we've chosen with this flavor profile to roast it ever so slightly lighter than some of our, typical other espresso releases. So it helps to really highlight that floral and fruity profile. And as a result, I find that this particular coffee is super versatile. I've put it through the plunger, through the AeroPress. It makes an absolutely stunning stovetop. More ideal espresso recipe is a little bit longer and a little bit faster than what you might use for some of our house blends, for example. So on my machine at home, I've been using a dose of 22 grams. I've been using a yield of 46, and I've found a really nice extraction time of around 25 seconds. Use your tasting passport, explore a range of different yields, different extraction times, and let us know what works well for you. So that's it. You're in Peru, you've met Anderson, you know how to brew his coffee. So get to it. Try out a few different ways of brewing it. And if you can, I'd love to hear what you think about it. Reach out to us through the website, through socials. Let us know what you have been enjoying, what have been your favorite coffees. Is this your favorite coffee of the tour? Stay tuned for next month. We are going back to Africa, to one of our favorite and most important origins of Tanzania. I'll see you there.